Well, hello, Spyder Wayne here, and today is Saturday, October 5th. And for anyone who saw my last video, you may have noticed I have a new addition to my garage. I have myself an e-bike. And if you stick around, I'll explain why I bought this particular e-bike and I'll go over its main features. Okay, first things first, full disclosure. I have no affiliations with anybody whatsoever at all. I bought this bike with my own money. Okay, earlier this year in June, so about 4 months ago now, but it was 3 months before I bought this bike, I had an opportunity to ride an e-bike for my very first time. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I got hooked. When I finally made the decision to go ahead and buy this bike, my decision was driven by three main factors. And the first one was most of the e-bikes I was looking at were $1,500, $2,000 or more, and I really did not want to spend that kind of money for my first e-bike. The second main reason was I wanted an e-bike that had really good range. So this thing really fit the bill of extended range. We'll get into that. And finally, the most important thing after those two issues was I chose a foldable bike. When I got it, you have to unbox it, and the box looked pretty good. There was a couple creases in it, but nothing major. And it's mostly assembled, but there are a few things you have to assemble on here. So when I unboxed it, I had to install the front fender. I had to install the front LED light. I had to raise and set up the front handlebars. I had to install the seat post and set up the seat height, and I had to install the battery, and I had to install the pedals. So you'll probably spend more time unboxing and getting it ready to set up than you will setting it up. It really doesn't take all that long for those few things. The bike without the battery weighs 57 pounds. The battery is over 18 pounds. It's a biggin'. And the current sale price on Wildeway's website is $849. It shows a regular price of $1,399, and it's on sale for $550 off. So this is a step over. The FW11 is a step over. It has a sister model that's virtually identical in specs, but it's a step through. Same price on their website. I also found this bike on Amazon, and it appeared to be $200 cheaper. It was $649. But in the fine print, there was a $200 shipping fee. So it really was the same price as this. Finally, I ended up paying only $829 from Wildeway because as I was going through the ordering process, a pop-up happened or showed up, and it said for an additional $20 discount to enter a discount code of GIFT20. So GIFT20. It might even still work. And I entered it and it worked. So it cost me $829. So well under $1,000, well below what I thought I was going to pay for an e-bike. I'm happy with that. Now, the $1,399 price, so it's a $1,400 e-bike. The original version of this was $1,399, but there was several differences compared to this one. The first one is it had a 4-inch fat tire. This model has 3-inch fat tires. The second is the original model had a rear passenger seat with 110-pound capacity because it sat on the rear cargo rack, and there was a rear seat backrest for the passenger and foot pegs. This doesn't have any of that. That cargo rack on the original model had a weight capacity of 110 pounds. And I noticed when I was doing the research that the cargo rack on the original model was welded to the frame, so that helped get it to 110-pound capacity. This rear cargo rack is screwed on with 4 smaller screws, 2 on each side. And there's a sticker on the back saying that the weight capacity is 18 kilograms, which is about 40 pounds. To be honest, I'm never going to carry a passenger on here, so that made no difference to me. But that meant that the first one had a little more capability, was beefier, had beefier tires. The original also had hydraulic brakes, which are better than the old standard mechanical brakes. This just has mechanical brakes. The hydraulic brakes would have been nice, but to be honest, I was glad to see a bike at $849 versus $1399, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, let's see if I can quickly run through the main features. All right, it has a 750 watt rear hub electric motor. It does go 28 miles per hour, so it's a class 3 e-bike. It has a huge 48 volt, 32 amp hour battery that's over 18 pounds. That's what gives this the range that I'm about to talk about. So Wildeway claims a range of 90 miles with pedal assist while pedaling, probably on the lower power levels, or 60 miles range on pure electric, just using the throttle. It's got a really nice 4-inch color LCD. It also has an obnoxiously loud horn. It has front suspension. So on the left front fork has adjustable preload, and the right front fork has a lockout to the suspension if you just want to lock it in. There's no rear suspension, but the seat post has some suspension, and to be honest, you hardly notice it. This is not a mountain bike, so if you're going off road, off pavement, on bumpy trails, you're going to feel the bumps on this thing. The frame is aluminum alloy. The payload capacity on here with the accessories and the rider is 330 pounds. And finally, again, one of the main issues why I bought this bike, it's foldable. Okay, so the rest of the video will be a couple of clips that I put together. The first one will be where I went out and tested the speedometer accuracy of the bike speedometer versus GPS speed. And the last clip will be how I fold the bike up and unfold it and put it in a car. Bottom line is I have zero regrets. And I'm loving this thing. Like I said, I've got over 120 miles on it. And since I'm retired, it's just another opportunity to get out and have fun and enjoy the day and be outdoors. I'm going to take advantage of that. I have the time for it, and I'm loving it. I'm just going to compare the speed on my bike to the speed on my Garmin XT. See how close the bike speed is to the GPS speed. 29 on the bike, 28 on the GPS. So it looks like it's within about 1 mile per hour. That's good enough for me. All right, I'm going to do a fold up just to show what it takes to fold this thing up and to show how it stores both in my SUV, and I have a smaller car here. I can't get it in the trunk. I've already measured the opening of the trunk. It's not quite wide enough, but it'll fit in the back seat. I just wanted to show that this thing folded up can fit in most cars. Okay, to fold this up, the first thing I'm going to do is take out the battery because it weighs over 18 pounds. It just makes it a little easier to pick up the bike when it's folded up. So with the key in on the off position, the battery is locked. That turns the bike on. That turns it off, but it's still locked in there. I have to push the key in, turn it counterclockwise, move the seat out of the way, and lift straight out. Next, I'm going to push the seat down a little bit, quick release, push it down, and keep the seat out of the way. To get the front handlebars down, there's a bit of a quick release here, but there's a lever right there. I've got to lift up, pull out, and the handlebars come down nicely out of the way. The pedals, they fold really easy. I just have to push in and flip them out of the way. Both sides. Okay, to unlock this center part, there's a little lever here. I will lift that to unlock, and then this pops out. And now, to fold, I just kind of get the weight off the front end and start pulling it around. If you notice down here, there's a little stand at the bottom of the bike. So that's a nice little support for when the front wheel is folded. All right, the total width is about 24 inches. So that's the opening you would need if you wanted to put it in your trunk. 36 long, 24 wide, 30 high. So this is the back seat of a relatively small car. We'll see how this fits in. This is why I took the battery out. It's about 55, 57 pounds. And it's in. This fits into an SUV, no problem. And last but not least, with the bike out, quickly set it back up.